All right, good morning. It's early in the morning. It's like 5:30 right now. It's 38 degrees out. I've been out here running for about 45 minutes and had a couple of thoughts that were popping into my head, and because I wanted to start doing this video thing for accountability, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is mostly to talk to myself. So this is the third or fourth day this week that I committed to waking up early at 4:30, and normally I'm the kind of person that will just go to bed when I'm tired and then wake up when I'm done, which is fine. If some of you do that, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But I remember when I quit my job years ago that the sexiest thing to me, because I hated getting up for work. I'm gonna walk over here away from people's houses and closer into the light. I hated having to get up and go get stuck in a long line of traffic and just sit there against my will. And so the most frustrating thing for me was that. But I kept thinking, like, man, the most attractive thing to me about quitting my job and working for myself or owning a business is I don't have to wake up against my will, and I can sleep in whenever I want. And I was having a talk with a friend yesterday about that, and that was one of the things that we talked about, like a retirement, and how most people after they retire, especially if they've been a builder or someone who has built like a go-getter, they've done big things in their life, if they just stop all of a sudden, they're bored in the first 48 hours. And so we've been back from our summer in Missouri now for almost 2 months, and I noticed that I was starting to get into a pattern of just a lackadaisical attitude. And so one of my personal convictions is that if I tell somebody I'm going to do something, I have to do it. My word binds me to it. So I told a couple people that I'm going to start waking up early and getting the workout in, just getting the day started earlier. And it's been very difficult, but because I said I was going to do it, I've stuck with it. So I'm mostly talking to myself, just saying, keep going, don't give up, because just like running, which I hate doing, I love the feeling of having ran. I don't want to be out here at 5:30 in the morning. I've been out here I've been up for over an hour. It's cold. It's very cold, actually. Nobody's up. I'm running with a freaking flashlight, concerned about what animals are gonna come out of the woods to attack me, which won't happen. But I don't want to be here. So if some of you are watching this and think, oh, he's doing this because, you know, he's disciplined and he likes to do it, I don't like to do it. But I know that discipline and willpower are a muscle, and that if you work them out, they get stronger. And I know that when you discipline yourselves, it makes the rest of your day easier. So it's kind of like the cold shower philosophy, that if you start your day off doing something that's difficult or uncomfortable, the rest of the day will, I'm not going to say it'll come easier, but you build a pattern of momentum that carries on through the rest of the day. So I'll look right at myself in the camera here, Josh. Keep going. And for the rest of you that might hear this, keep going. Let me share a couple clips with you right here that really helped me. If you wonder, well, how did you take yourself from not waking up early to waking up early? There was 2 specific YouTube videos that I saw this week that I watched, one before bed. Actually, I watched both of them before bed, and then another one was just a short little clip that I watched right as I woke up. But I'll put the links below. There's some profanity in it. My kids watch these videos, so I'm gonna cut it out here, but if you wanna see the rest of the full video to get the full experience, I'll link that below. Here it is.
Monday morning motivation. That's what the this is right now. All right, look, man, wake up. Wake y'all asses up. And not only wake up, but wake up with the mindset of being better than you were last week. If you wake up this week and you're not trying to be better than you were last week, then go back to bed. Lay your ass back down. People always ask me what I hate. I don't hate much, but there's one thing that I do hate. The one thing that I do hate is a talker. A person that talks about what they're going to do constantly. I'm about to do this. Hey, man, you know what I'm going to do? Hey, wait till I do. Stop talking. Just do it. Actions speak louder than words, man. Don't nobody want to hear no hypotheticals all day. Take your hypothetical almost could have happened but didn't do it and go sit down. Be a doer. Go shock somebody, man. Show up with results. Are you that type of person? If not, man, then try to become one. Message over.
When that alarm clock goes off, there's at least 50% of the time where you just, that soft little pillow is just caressing your head and you want to stay there. And it takes discipline to go, nope, I'm going to get up out of this bed and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do.
We all average probably about 5 hours of sleep.
Work hard, sleep less.
Tomorrow morning, when that alarm goes off and you start feeling all the excuses that come in and that bed is cozy, I know what you're saying, I love my bed too. And you then go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and you get up.
That discipline that you have at that moment, you win that fight. That's a big victory. And then that pattern will carry out throughout the day, because once you're up, well, now that I'm up, I might as well go work out because I'm already up and I feel good that I got up out of bed and I won that battle. Let me go win another battle. I'm gonna go get it done. And that discipline carries on throughout the day. So now you take that and you expand that out over a week and a month, and you end up with more discipline. And it starts with that simple act of getting up and getting out of bed in the morning. Sometimes, even if you're the most highly motivated person in the world, that grind starts to beat you down a little bit. And that's when you have to stop looking at the short-term thing, because that's not getting you to get it done. And you got to look, okay, what is the long-term goal that I'm looking at? What am I really trying to get done in the long term? And you say, oh, you know what? I'm actually waking up today early so I can be ahead of the curve, so I can sell more of these widgets or whatever, so that I can buy a house. And you know what? Today matters. Today matters. This decision that I'm making right now is that first step. It's me taking one stroke, swimming in the right direction, heading towards the shore. And if I don't take this, I'm not making any progress.
I'd been struggling. We still had all the same problems. We still had a lien on the house, still facing bankruptcy, still fighting like crazy. I was still unemployed. The next morning, the alarm goes off and I pretended NASA was there. It's the stupidest story. I literally went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I counted out loud and then I stood up. And I'll never forget standing there. And for the first time in 3 months, I had beaten my habit of hitting the snooze button. I couldn't believe it. And I thought, wait a minute. Counting backwards? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Well, the next morning I used it again and it worked. The next morning I used it again and it worked. The next morning I used it again and it worked. And then I started to notice something really interesting. There were moments all day long, just like that 5-second moment in bed, where I knew, knowledge, what I should do. And if I didn't move within 5 seconds, my brain would step in and talk me out of it. Every human being has a 5-second window, might even be shorter for you. You have about a 5-second window in which you can move from idea to action before your brain kicks into full gear and sabotages any change in behavior. Because remember, your brain is wired to stop you from doing things that are uncomfortable or uncertain or scary. It's your job to learn how to move from those ideas that could change everything into acting on them in the smallest moment.